I know you. You're just like me. Sitting in the bottom of your freezer is a bag of frozen broccoli that's been there for weeks. You're so predictable. You were walking through the grocery store, past the freezer section, trying not to make eye contact with the vegetables, but they started beckoning and put you in a trance. And then you say to yourself, if I don't buy these right now, I'm going to have a heart attack and die. So you grab a bag and throw them in your cart to bring home. Now you have a bag of broccoli in your freezer you don't actually want to eat. But no longer. We're about to Trojan horse that broccoli straight into Snack City in the form of a tot. They're crispy, crunchy, and most importantly tasty, making them perfect for snack time. Now here's how you can make them. To start, let's take care of that broccoli. Place a microwave safe dish over a scale and pour in 1 pound or 454 grams of frozen broccoli. Microwave this for a minute or two just until it is thawed out. It doesn't need to be hot. Then place a blender container over a scale, add in all of your thawed broccoli, 2 2/3 cups or 600 grams of plain non-fat Greek yogurt, 2 cups or 227 grams of shredded cheddar cheese, and 4 whole eggs. Put on the lid, throw it over the motor, and get this spinning to break down that broccoli. You should put the broccoli in the container first so that it sits next to the blade, and as it breaks down, everything else will drop down into place. If you don't, you'll be like me and have to shake and stir things around to get it moving. The goal here isn't to completely liquefy that broccoli, it's just to break it down so that it resembles a mince. In fact, over blending can cause them to rise less. I probably even went a little too long on mine for this one. For the dry ingredients, add a large bowl over a scale and add in 3 1/3 cups or 400 grams of oat flour. Oat flour is just dry oats thrown in a blender until they form a powder. Next, add in 2 teaspoons or 8 grams each of onion powder and garlic powder, 1½ teaspoons or 9 grams of salt, and 2 teaspoons or 8 grams of baking soda. Mix those dry ingredients together to get rid of any clumps in the oat flour and distribute those seasonings and baking soda throughout. Next, you can add the wet ingredients. Pour the contents of the blender into the bowl and start mixing to form your dough. Stir and scrape around the entirety of the bowl until all of the dry ingredients have been hydrated. Once you've reached that point, allow this dough to rest for 5 to 10 minutes so it can thicken up even further. While you're waiting, you can prepare your sheet trays and line them with parchment paper. This recipe makes a big batch. I was able to fill up 3 sheet trays with the tots. If you don't have 3 trays, you'll just have to wait for one of them to come out of the oven and reuse it. Spray them with oil, then you can get to dividing out and forming your tots. The easiest way to do this is with a cookie scoop. I use a number 70 scoop, which is 1 1/4 inches in diameter, a little less than a tablespoon in volume. So scoop away at your dough and place it on the sheet tray, leaving about a ½ inch to an inch of space between each ball. When the tray is full and ready to be baked, you can throw it into a 375 Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius oven for about 20 minutes. While that's baking, continue to divide out your dough onto sheet trays. As the tray gets filled up, you can toss it into the oven. You don't need to put them all in at the same time. Just keep separate timers for each tray. This recipe ended up yielding me 138 total tots. If you don't have a cookie scoop, this one will be tough to make because trying to do this with a spoon sounds like a nightmare. After 20 minutes in the oven, your tots should be done baking and you can remove them to start cooling. With my yield of 138 tots, each one comes in at around 24 calories with 2½ grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein, and 1½ grams of fat. Let these sit on the counter and cool completely, and then you can start the process of storing them away. Once they have cooled, my next step is to consolidate them onto one sheet pan so that I can move them into the freezer to be flash frozen. Flash freezing in a home kitchen means spreading them out ideally in a single layer and freezing uncovered so that each piece has the chance to freeze individually. This helps maintain texture and prevents them from compressing and sticking together when vacuum sealed. So I'll toss this tray into my freezer and then come back to it in a few hours once they're frozen solid. And once they are ready, we can store them away in our Zwilling Fresh and Safe vacuum bags, the sponsor of today's video. Nearly all of my snacks for Snack City gets vacuum sealed in one of these Fresh and Safe bags or a glass container. If you are going to meal prep large portions of snacks, you obviously want those to stay fresh for as long as possible. Freezer burn is your #1 enemy inside of Snack City. Allowing moisture and air to come close to your food is what can lead to freezer burn, and one of the best ways to combat this is to vacuum seal your snacks. What makes these Fresh and Safe bags so perfect for Snack City is that they have a zip top which allows you to open and close the bags to grab out a snack-sized portion. Then you can re-vacuum and reseal the bags and put them back into Snack City in your freezer. I divided out all of my tots into 3 medium-sized Fresh and Safe bags, removed the air with the vacuum pump, and these are ready to go in Snack City in my freezer. Zwilling is offering any of you US-based watchers a deal where if you purchase their 7-piece Fresh and Safe vacuum starter set and use the code MEALPREP at checkout, they'll send you 10 extra medium bags for free. You can find a link down below in the description. Thanks to Zwilling for always keeping Snack City safe. When the time comes and I'm ready for a snack, I'll pull a bag from the freezer and toss a few in my air fryer. In my air fryer, it takes about 3 or 4 minutes at 400 Fahrenheit or 204 Celsius, just enough to get them hot in the middle and crispy on the outside. Then I can vacuum my bag and throw it back in the freezer, and a short time later, my snack will be ready. For me, I think 10 or 12 of these is a good snack-sized portion. 12 of them will run me about 287 calories, and those 12 tots have roughly a half a cup worth of broccoli, which is a half of a cup more than I usually get at snack time, and for me, that's a giant win. These are kid-friendly as well, so if you've got a kid, or even a husband who doesn't like to eat his vegetables, you can sneak a few into their diet with these broccoli cheddar tots. They're very simple and easy to make, it just takes a little bit of time to divide them all out onto the sheet trays. But you will be thanking yourself when snack time rolls around and you want something a little salty and crunchy, and know that you have these waiting for you in the freezer. The full recipe with all the instructions and ingredients listed is published on mealprepmanual.com, and that is linked down below in the description. It's time to start building your own snack city, and this is a great easy recipe to start with. For other snack recipes that you can throw in your freezer, check out these videos here.